Yeah, I think it worked. We'd be alright. Figure it out. Happy Mother's Day. Doing a Mother's Day live stream. Why not? Discerning Dash. Rolex says, Yut. Yut, back to you, brother. Assuming, of course, you are a male. You never know these days. Create a poll. I'm gonna mess with the poll options today. Maybe we'll make this maybe I ask y'all some questions. Rebecca Sanford, hello from East Texas. Tejas in the house. John Layton says, hey, what up? LG, thank you for being a member. Thank you for being a moderator. This was good, brother. Thanks for all the stream because today's a tough day for me. I totally understand. I totally understand that, LG. You're gonna be in my thoughts and prayers today. 031133, 3rd Marines. Hawaii, 3rd Marines is gone. It's now the Littoral Combat Regiment or Littoral Combat Team or something like that. Tony AFX says, good afternoon, happy Sunday. Secret Sauce. Okay, first question of the stream. Let's get it. Secret Sauce says, for a supplemental claim, does a diagnosis in service count as current diagnosis? So this is weird, okay? First of all, what's the time frame from your service to right now? You can go ahead and type it in chat and I'll see it and I can answer that. Current is generally within 1 year, but if your supplemental, if your denial isn't too far, like it wasn't years ago, it's somewhat recent, your decision letter will tell you if you've been diagnosed. And if not, then you just get the diagnosis. Assuming it does though, then I would say yes. Obviously it's like a 10-year gap, that changes things. So the answer is, I'm gonna lean with most probably not. There's some time factors involved here, Secret Sauce, but it depends on what your decision letter says. All right, Edward Seiler says, "What's up? Hey, thank you for being a member, Edward." And I see your comment, Secret Sauce. I'll get to it here in a second. Just heads up for the members, I have a pinned chat, but I will be doing a member live Q&A because we have a decent amount of members now and I don't want to take away from all the other veterans, so I'll start that up at some point. I just need to schedule something. Okay, Secret Sauce. I followed left foot because I had no idea what I was doing, what my diagnosis was. That's fine. That's fine. Foot condition, left foot. As long as your hallux, I'm just gonna say foot condition. As long as it's on your left foot, you're fine. VA will do what I call VA stuff, and you're gonna be good, man. Okay. Surfsat Dan, thumbs up to you. What up? S. Ferguson says, hi Clay. Aurora, Colorado, new multi-billion-dollar VA hospital has suspended all surgeries due to contamination of equipment. That's not good. That sucks. Wonder if there's any, if there's any OIG reports on that, feel free to send it my way. I'd love to take a look. Discerning Dash, Clay, I see people homeless on saying homeless veterans, so I was wondering, can you VA rating be taken away if you are 100% P&T? Also, it's not safe to live off your VA compensation. I'm just going to assume you're asking if P&T could be reduced. The very technical answer is yes, until 20. The real answer is no. All right. I have multiple friends that have been with VA as raters for over 10 years. None of them have ever seen P&T be taken away other than 2 reasons. 1, the VA made a mistake, most common, and that happens within weeks. Or 2, fraud was involved. Outside of someone with P&T being reduced, the answer is no. As far as is it safe to live off your VA compensation, that's totally up to you. I can tell you right now, if I didn't have 4 children and I was single, I could go to where I'm from in Kentucky and live a okay life. You know, it just depends on what your situation is. Rebecca Sanford says, don't forget to hit the like button. Yes. Thank you very much, Rebecca. I appreciate that. LG says, thank you. Yep, I got you, LG. I'm gonna keep on using my computer. You guys get a side view of my lovely face here. Lynn says, happy Sunday, and happy Mother's Day. B-Buck says, hey, what up? Rebecca Sanford says, I like your help on their background. Yeah, this is, she's back there somewhere. I'm just in the hotel room, so there ain't much space to go around here. Tony AFX, can an intent to file mess up filing for secondaries? No. No. You can even submit more claims. It won't mess up anything at all. It might take longer to get a decision. It probably not, okay, but it technically could. But then that would end up in like a deferment, which is nothing. Nick says, hello from Canada. We don't share the exact same policies in Canada about the VA, but you will provide some valuable information. Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate that. Hey, man, love what you guys do. Thank you, Red Bush. I appreciate that. I love you. Okay. George Thomas, much love, bro. Same. Rolex says, any updates with new mental health CFR? None. Everyone keeps alluding to June this year. There's nothing that's been solid for that. Is it likely to come out in June? Maybe, but we don't know yet. What we do know is it is happening. Same with all the other changes. They are going to happen. We just don't know when. So when news is pushed, I'm sure YouTube will explode and you'll see 10,000 videos on the same thing over and over and over again. I know how it is. Joel Workey says that I have a question. Send it, man. Send it. It's best to just send the question, and I will read these in order. I'm not doing member chats today, okay? No member chats, unless you want to like super chat or sticker. That's, but member chats, I'll be. Oh, I missed a member. Gatzaraki PR. Thank you very much. I will be doing a member live Q&A to get all the members all in one go, so that way I share the love with everybody else. Jacob Bay says, hi, CMP went good last Friday, Navy 04 to 08, didn't get this in last time. What the best way to go about service connection? No hypertension, but I do have radiation exposure in my records. No matter what the condition is, you need to have the big three. In-service event, current diagnosis, and those are the foundation for the Nexus. As far as secondaries, if you're going secondary, it seems like you're going secondary here. If that's the case, you don't need the in-service event, you just need something to claim it off of that is service connected. You still need a current diagnosis, and then the Nexus is medical in nature, looking at the secondary connected to the primary. Okay. Alright, Klausel says, hey Clay, since depression, anxiety, insomnia are mental health, should someone file all three issues, secondary sinusitis, or should be filed separately? It doesn't matter. Okay, the VA was going to look at symptoms. If you want to do sinusitis secondary to your mental health, which you're going to need some strong evidence for that. Some very strong evidence for that, but assuming you have it, it doesn't matter. It's 6 one way, half a dozen the other. Chris Malloy says, thank you for helping us. Thank you. Discerning Dash, okay, I see, makes sense. I thought that it was safe to live off your VA compensation because I keep seeing people sign saying homeless. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you can, it's just, it's your situation. I personally couldn't because of, I'm married, I have 4 kids, and my wife would probably be mad at me if I quit my job, but yeah. I do have a real job, by the way. I'm a federal employee for the Army. Side note, I have been posting a lot on my LinkedIn. It's a little bit different content than my YouTube, so if you have LinkedIn, search me up. Clayton Sims, okay. Truong says, thank you for doing this. We all very appreciate it. Hey, thank you. Appreciate that. Garen Collins, I submitted for HLR in January. I just got my call with the reviewer yesterday. How much more time do you think? There were 3 separate compensation issues. No one can give you a time frame ever for any claim, ever, for any reason. Doesn't matter what type of claim it is. No one can give you an accurate answer. I hate that's the answer, but that is the answer. Okay? If that music is too loud, let me know in the background. It's Coco Melon. Okay, William Bethencourt says, I initiated an eligibility determination claim by mistake. I didn't understand the VA math. Turns out I got 100% P&T because of bilateral factors. Anything I can do about this claim? I don't know. Don't worry about it. If it's too loud, let me know. I will definitely turn it down. The song just kind of beefed it up. Justin Wee says, hello. Hi. Jorky says, I messed up my migraine. How do I change it to secondary to tinnitus? You can retract that claim, okay? But if you have evidence showing that your migraines stem from your tinnitus, the VA is going to look at all avenues of service connection. If you feel like it, you can retract that claim and then submit a secondary if you want to. Been on appeal for sleep apnea, secondary to PTSD since 2019. Saw a judge, remained and still waiting, have a diagnosis, had a Nexus. Yeah, it's gonna take a while. You're at the BVA, man. You're in the appeals process. If you want, William, I would just call to answer your question, just to be straight with you, it's irrelevant. Your P&T, don't sweat it. And I keep getting notifications on. Let me look at these notifications because these are generally important ones. Okay, audience. Who's next in the shoot? Tuong Trong. I got you in a second. Just let me look at. Okay. Okay. If my claim was denied over a year ago, supplemental claim with the Nexus or file a new claim. It will be supplemental. I can't tell you with or without a Nexus. I need to know why you were denied in the first place. So it depends. But yeah, supplemental. If you're denied for any claim, even if it's direct or secondary, it's got to be supplemental. After the 1 year mark. Sergeant Montgomery Mako says, any information on foot conditions being increased? My physical therapist said that tarsal tunnel plantar fasciitis were being increased. I appreciate all the... that happened a while ago, like 2021, I want to say. What you need to do, Mako, is actually just go to my playlist, or it's easier if you just go to CIVDIVonline.com. All right, CIVDIVonline.com, and navigate to foot conditions. It's on the first page. Scroll down to foot conditions. It talks about plantars and flat feet and all the others. Pretty easy. Gilbert Greens, I've been fighting for my benefits for over 20 years. Every time I get denied, I'm detailed AF with photo evidence and battle buddy statement. I'm a combat veteran with the CIVDIV. Gilbert Greens, it depends on why you were denied in the first place. Buddy statements don't mean diddly squat, pretty much. And they are going to be weighted more so, in my opinion, in the BVA anyways. So it depends on what conditions we're talking about, why were you denied, what does that look like for you. Just because you have that combat infantry badge doesn't mean you're going to be connected for GERD. It doesn't mean you're going to be connected for plantar fasciitis, okay? So it depends on what we're talking about and why you were denied. Rebecca says, love the background music. Yep, thank you. Ha 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 ha. Says, how long do I have to wait after getting the secondary signature? No longer required. And does that mean I'll get it or not? Thanks. Yeah, I hate these questions. No one can answer timeline questions. And if you're looking at the various codes through the VA, what the VA is doing internally, don't sweat it. That's my answer. I only have 10%, but my battle buddies have 90 and 100. Why am I getting singled out? You're not, okay? One, don't, and no, you can't pay me to help you out. But Gilbert, it depends what conditions you're claiming. Just because you have a CIB does not mean anything, okay? I'm just going to be very, very real with everyone here. Your time in service, what you did, no one cares about, okay? That's just the truth. What matters is your evidence, the big three: in-service event, current diagnosis, and the Nexus, okay? If you start looking at your buddies and what they got, you're going to go down a very, very dark rabbit hole, okay? Dark rabbit hole. I would prefer veterans focus on things that they can change, they are in control of, like the in-service event, like the current diagnosis, like the Nexus. Now, everyone pay attention. Tomorrow at 10 a.m., I have a whole video, it's a whole class I'm going to be giving to the National Guard Bureau in Arlington on Wednesday. I'm a curriculum developer and instructor, my real job, and I'm creating courses, finally. I don't know what took me so long. And they're all going to be free. I'm posting that course. It's like an outlook class. It's a basic level course of everything you need to know. Gilbert, you need to watch that. Okay? Everyone does, but no, you can't pay me to help you out. I'm sorry. Alright, we do have our first donation of the stream. Thank you very much. David Dottie says, thank you for helping veterans. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. Seriously, man. And if you get value, if anyone gets value from these streams, I ask that you hit the like button, share it. I'll love you forever. It really helps the channel out. Okay? And Jimmy Elmore, absolutely. Jorecki Thomas, how do you retract a claim? You can call the VA, work through your VSO. There is a form you can sign. Submit. Secret sauce, forgot to mention the only reason I had to file submittal because I didn't go to the CMP exam because I didn't know what that was back then. I'm curious if the VA will reschedule one. Probably not. Okay. I'm sorry. If you did the supplemental, yeah, they're gonna schedule a CMP exam. Right? We have CMP exams being scheduled for conditions that don't even warrant a CMP exam, or claims that don't even warrant a CMP exam. Yours probably is. James Long, I was gonna say James L. Says 1 year for my cancer claim been deferred. I was exposed to nuclear missile fire. Hey James, I would start making some calls. Okay. That sounds like it could have been in the National Work Queue issue that I just posted a video about the National Work Queue, an OIG report posted on the 8th, I think, or the 7th, last week. Israel Marrero says, hey Clay, sent you an email a few days ago about migraines. Yeah, man, my email, I have over 1,000 unread emails. I'm just going to be very real with you. I'm not reading it. Okay? I work full time. I have 4 kids. I'm a husband. I ain't got time to read 1,000 emails. Just food for thought, heads up. Okay? But I will answer your question here. Was service connected at 0? Submitted supplemental with personal statement. Migraine buddy app report. Sick leave log from work. What do you want?
Are you recording?
I'm alive. What do you need?
I was just gonna come in here. So
You can come in here.
I'll go back in here.
Well, hold on. You better take her with you. She's gonna cry now.
You gonna come in here?
She just said, "Mama."
Come on, baby.
Pop spilled something on her shirt. Okay, Israel, I got you. In more ways than one. Medication sumatriptan and current diagnosis was still given 0% continued. What should I do now? Higher level review. It seems like a higher level review to me. I'm curious as to all of this being a self-report and your sumatriptan, right? Do you take sumatriptan? Do you have refills of your sumatriptan? That would be hard medical evidence showing frequency and severity. Or did you get sumatriptan 2 years ago and you haven't taken it and you've never refilled it, right? Those are two different stories. As far as everything else, you do have, okay? I'm really curious as to your sumatriptan use and what that looks like. Okay. What's going on here? Live stream, big dog. Can I pay someone to help me get 100%? You can. You can pay someone to be properly rated, okay? You can't pay me. What I advise against that, $1 billion%. You know, this whole channel, people hate me for this. I have a personal belief and they hate me for it. Wild. But, not a big fan, okay? Let me turn off the TV. I'll be right back. Yes, this is my lovely hotel. Okay. Ha 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 says, and if I file migraine secondary to depression, but I also have tinnitus, will the VA look at both? They'll look at both, okay? And it's really going to be aggravation and all that stuff. All right, James, I'll answer your question again. 1 year for my cancer claim. Watch the video I just posted today about claims over 1 year. OIG report just came out. I would start making some calls, okay? White House hotline would be my go-to, personally. Cough Pappy, that's a funny name, says my DBQ was submitted Friday. How long does it take to get PFN? No one in the world on this planet, not a single person can tell you or anyone else for any type of claim when it will be complete. Ever. Ever. Okay? Tracy M says, is the VA... Thanks for being a member. Okay? By the way, members, I am going to have a member live Q&A. I'm not doing member chat this stream because it got a little heavy last time, so I want to give, make sure we're answering as many veterans questions as we can. Food for thought. Is the VA supposed to combine your claim into one rating or each separately? I have lumbar and lumbar DDD. They combined those and gave me 20. Rating was high when separate. I would like to see your list, but it seems like you had 10%, right? Even if they're listed separately, it seems like you're going to have 10%. I was in Iraq in 2003 before rules of engagement. Most of my stuff has been blacked out because technically we weren't supposed to be there. I'm not going to comment on that. Okay. Rolando says, good afternoon, sir. What's up? Thank you for the knowledge. I recently got denied for my increase for my lower back and completely denied for sciatica with medical evidences, plural. Should I submit HLR? I can't tell you that. Okay? I cannot tell you that without looking at the decision letter myself. When you say evidence, are we talking about the big three? Because I can tell you right now, I've had many, many conversations with veterans. Every time someone says they had evidence, it's usually current evidence, and they're completely missing the in-service events, whether medical or evidence other than medical. That's my first question. I would need to see your decision letter to even answer that, okay? But to answer your question, I'll make some assumptions. Let's assume in your decision letter, the VA says that you do have complaints of the claim condition. If that's the case, make sure you have the diagnosis and submit the claim. Submit the HLR. If not, get the diagnosis, do a supplemental. Victor Zavala says, how do I raise my percentage if I don't feel like it's where it's at or what should I include when I do an appeal? Yeah, man. Oh man. When it comes to increases, okay, if you want to increase what you're already service connected for, you need to understand, one, how you feel doesn't matter. Okay, the VA does not give two squats. I don't give two squats. No one else in the world gives two squats on how you feel about your disability. Okay, that's just the truth. What matters is, does your condition and your symptoms that can be proven rate a higher rating? That's the only thing that matters for increases. So you have to use 38 CFR. Let's say you're connected for plantar fasciitis. You would go to Google, type in plantar fasciitis 38 CFR ECFR. Click that, and it'll take you to the ECFR link. Okay. From there, Control F, plantar fasciitis. Then you can see how it's rated. And if you're rated at 10, but your symptoms show 30, get the evidence, submit the increase, easy peasy. As far as appeals go, it totally depends on what condition we're talking about, why you were denied in the first place, to even decide which appeal is right for you. Concerned observer. I think this question has already been asked, but if I have medicine prescribed by the VA, is that enough for diagnosis? You're gonna have a SCT code, and I have a video on that I posted last week on how to look for that. For VA rating purposes, that will suffice, okay? Will Davis, I can't get over 60%, it sucks. Okay, I would aim to be properly rated personally. Rebecca Sanford says, do we sign up for your course? Okay, here's the course thing. So I didn't think about that until yesterday. But the course, all I did was record and teach the course. What I'm going to do at some point is do a webinar. It's all free. You all know the deal. A webinar on this course, teach the same exact block, but then you'll be able to ask questions. You'll be able to do, it'll essentially be a whole class, and we can answer questions live. I'm going to teach that course on Wednesday morning to the National Guard Bureau in Arlington, Virginia, and that'll kind of be my dry run for that. But once I do that, I'll set up a webinar date, and it'll all be free, okay? And hopefully, well, whatever, okay. Klaus Ray says, hey Clay, I'm waiting for a decision for headaches, not connected to my tinnitus. With all the changes with mental health, should I put in my depression secondary to tinnitus now or just wait? So there is no changes to mental health right now. There's proposed. Nothing's been solid, so we're kind of just waiting. So I can't answer that. Not until we at least have a date. Okay, it would be out of pocket for me to give a yes or no without even having a date. You could have an intent to file. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Lynn says, are headaches more correlated to cervical spine versus tinnitus? I'm not a doctor, okay, but I'll tell you this. The answer to your question is yes, okay? If you don't say I'm wrong, that tinnitus causes migraines. They don't, okay? If you look at the tinnitus changes on the federal report, you can look at the consensus on why tinnitus does not cause anything. Hence, the VA getting on board with tinnitus. It's not the other way around. The VA didn't start these changes. Medical community, these are the facts. VA falls in line. That's a short version of that. So migraine, if you have cervical spine, if you have cervical strain, service connected, much easier path to migraines, in my opinion. Now, if you have tinnitus, there's an aggravation clause there, right? So it's essentially both, but your cervical will be the main link there. Lisa Roth says, I'm 69. Nice. I just got 100% with various items added together, but isn't P&T. Will they have me go back for more exams? Maybe. You are obviously over 55. Maybe, but it depends on what exactly we're talking about here, on what you're connected for. If it's a cancer, you could see why. If it's a temporary rating, obviously. So there's some context there that we are missing. Jacob Bay says, how long does the HLR work? Is it like a CMP exam or a supervisor asking you questions? No. So there's 2 higher level reviews, okay? So it's a higher level review, and you can write a personal statement, and the rater can read it, and that's it. Or you can do the informal conference, which does take longer. This is posted on VA's website. The informal conference, I was looking for my phone, but it's right here in front of me. The informal conference is essentially someone gives you a call and says, hey, talk to me about this claim. And that's it. You just talk to them about it. Now, I will recommend that you speak in the big 3, insert event in the current diagnosis, leave the Nexus out of it, okay? You're not qualified to make the Nexus at all. So, but yeah, it's an informal phone call. That's all it is. All right, 2-3 actual says, are you 2-3 actual? Were you a infantry officer? I want to know. Okay, had CMP exam for PTSD, never requested, however already rated, guess it's included in the PACT Act package. No, it's not. Well, doctor said he will reevaluate Marine for increase. Will it work? I don't even know. You're definitely not an officer. I'll take that back. I don't even know what you're asking. There's definitely some misunderstandings here with that. If you want to rephrase your question, feel free to. I'll catch it. I'll catch it whenever you drop it. Hippo says, hey Clay, I put an MST claim in September. I hate to see this. Okay, in September along with more attached, I've been calling Vera but haven't gotten anywhere. It's PFD as well as National Work Queue. What's the time frame? No one knows time frame questions. I hate time frame questions because there's no answer. No one on the planet can give you an answer. It just is what it is, right? It's hurry up and wait. You're in the waiting game now. Is there a specific form you have to fill out for a personal statement, or will a regular letter do? Either or is fine. I would prefer you submit the 4138. VA form 21 TAC 4138. But if you want to submit your own, that's fine too. Okay. Terry Klein, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Super sticker with the hippos. Ah, the hippos. Nice. I see what you did there. Thank you very much, Terry. Mural Streeter says, is there a specific form you have to fill for your personal statement, or will... Oh, we already got that. MJ says, does VeteranAI scan documents that have been uploaded by vets and open claims up for request on behalf of the VA worker, open claims without specific request? I can assure you the VA is not going through everyone's claims and opening them up. Okay, it's an automated system. So when there is evidence that indicates your condition has improved, obviously there are tons of context involved. It'll prompt the VA to take a look. Now, if your condition is not static, you're going to have a routine future exam, and that's going to be listed on your decision letter. So it's not like you won't know you're going to have an RFE. The VA is going to tell you, okay? But there's tons of context depending on what situation we're actually discussing here. Mike Allen, can you recommend any articles that claim sleep apnea, tinnitus, and cause depression? Mike Allen, I'm going to do you one better, okay? Because on my channel, I just posted this. It's a new tool. I don't know, I won't say brand new, but new to me. Okay, the name of that video, and I'm going to link it in the chat for you, although I don't think you can click links, but it shows you how to navigate decisions that were made. You can help that. As far as medical studies, use the internet. Tommy Coleman, going to Ukraine, will this affect any of my veteran benefits and VA disability, please advise. Reserve. In what capacity? You're just going over there as a independent person to go, spread hate, discontent? I don't know, man. Need some context there. Trey Black says, love the channel, bro. Thanks for what you do. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Mr. Bori. Hold on, let me go find Mr. Bori. Mr. Bori says, so I had surgery back in '99 for a meniscus tear in December. Had another tear, same knee. After second MRI, I need a full knee replacement. I submitted the paperwork for an increase, and it was denied. The VA is going to, assuming you're service connected, the VA is going to look at that, and after your surgery, they will rate you off residuals. So just wait. Christian G. Medina says, back pain, I'm active duty, they just do physical therapy, never an MRI. They did an x-ray, but they found out scoliosis. It's fine, you have the, just right there, you have the in-service event. So whenever it's your time to submit claims, you can now submit that back pain claim, assuming there is a diagnosis there. Okay. Michael Bryan, going to CMP exam in a few weeks, current. Going to a CMP exam in a few weeks with VES for thyroid. Have been on meds for years. They say they will take blood draw. Not sure what that's about, but wonder why, if controlled. Because the VA they're gonna do what they're gonna do. Okay. Bez submitted migraines secondary to my anxiety with fog, medication, DBQ, and Nexus. Went PFD. Does that mean they aren't scheduling a CMP exam? It could. Most likely, yes. Yes, as in the answer to your question. CAC says, torn ACL in service, got out in '07. Tore my other ACL less than a year later. Didn't know I can claim it secondary. Was at 20%, now at 50 and going PTSD. Thanks for your info. Hey, awesome. Thank you. Everest Dude says, 2 years ago, applied for VRNE for education benefit, but never followed up. They never got back with me. Currently applying for TDIU, 90% VA rated. Been receiving treatments, TDIU approval chances. There's no way I can tell you the chance of you getting approved for TDIU. I don't know your evidence. I don't know your work history. I don't know the severity of your claims. I don't even know what you're rated for, okay? There's tons of stuff I don't know. I'm gonna have to get my other charger. Give me a second. Ooh, donation when I got back. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you very much. Al Ragwinden, $10 donation. Thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. And of course, now I have to jerry-rig this because I didn't bring my phone stand. Just give me a second. Let me set this up. Oh, there we go. That's much better. Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Okay, Joe Mama. Funny. I am active duty. And I forgot to plug this in. Dude, I'm all over the place right now. I'll just hold the phone. Okay. Sorry if I gave anyone vertigo there. Okay, active duty, 6 months left. How does the BDD claim work? Yeah, Joe Mama, CIVDIVonline.com, hit BDD claims, okay? As for how do they work, when you're 180 to 90 days out, you submit the claim, okay? Preferably on the 180 to 170 day mark is what I would recommend. You need to do 2 things. Make a list of everything you were seen for and a list of everything you were not seen for but currently hurts. Put those together, that's what you claim. Don't worry about anything else, just submit that, okay? You're also gonna need your service treatment records, behavioral health and dental are gonna be required, as well as a separation health assessment or an exit exam, okay? Okay, we have another donation. Thank you very much, Adam Schmidt. Your email box is full. I have one very important email to send you about linking your videos and links to a large professional veterans website that I just started. I didn't know emails could be full, but I have over 1,000 emails. Okay, maybe try that again. thecivdiv@gmail.com. In fact, I will send myself an email real quick just to make sure. thecivdiv@gmail.com. Boom. Test. Boom. Yeah, I just got the email. It's not full. Just send it over again. All right. Sorry. I believe I'm underrated for PTSD. What evidence do I need for an increase? The symptoms. Whatever reason you think, I'll type it in chat for you just so there's like spelling stuff, because it's the CIVDIV at gmail.com. But for the PTSD increase, whatever symptoms you believe would put you higher, go get evidence for it. Submit the increase. That's it. Increases are extremely easy. Rebecca Sanford says Clay. What's up? You want to say hi to that 1,000 people? No? Clay, I'm going to ask you a couple questions. I'm gathering info to file VA claims for myself. And putting questions together. All right, Rebecca, I'll read them as they come up. James Freeman says, is dispersal of federal student loans after 100% P&T automatic? It is, in those federal student loans. It happens in the background by Nelnet. If you want to postpone it for whatever reason, you got to contact them fast because they will do it. Okay? They will do it. I'm trying to figure out how I can do this without. Without doing what I'm doing right now. Haha, there we go. I've solved the issue. Okay, apparently I have not. I'm getting there. Issue solved. The issue has been solved. Everything's safe. Okay. Guns Up says denied increase May 23. Decision letter states lack of evidence. Filed for appeal. VA rep found the mistake. Service Nexus and current diagnosis. If granted, does back pay go to the original claim date? Yeah. As long as the appeal was within 1 year. So if it's any time, let's say you did it today, if it's any time of May 11th and before, so last week, the answer is yes. If it's today, if it's 365 days or more, the answer is no. 366 days. Okay, Mural Streeter says, have you put together a video on how to search for cases in the M21? Very hard to find on YouTube. You won't find cases on M21, but there's a whole tool that I'll link to you in the chat on how to search cases. Now, if you want to search M21 type stuff, then you can just do that. Search the disability and M21. Thomas says, thank you for all the info you put out. We appreciate you. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, seriously. Fit together. 10% tinnitus, 40 IBS. You're not 40 IBS. How to secondary insomnia, sleep apnea. So insomnia, no. Sleep apnea, difficult, man, difficult. Tons of correlation there. Just go to CIVDIV. I'm not even going to try to answer this one because it's going to go off of correlation, not causation. And you have tinnitus and IBS. There's a few things there. Go to CIVDIVonline.com. Look at the respiratory conditions. You'll find the sleep apnea video. Okay. Marvin Jenkins, thank you for being a member. Food for thought for all the members. I'm going to be doing member live streams. Last time we did a live stream, we spent a lot of time on members and we kind of weren't able to answer everyone else's question. So I'm just going to answer everyone else's questions today in order, but I will be doing a member live stream here at some point. The VA just sent me a letter notifying me that Optum will be getting a no exam medical opinion regarding my sleep apnea claim and ACE from an MP. The MP in Texas. I'm in Milwaukee. Any concerns? That's a loaded question because CMP examiners suck anyways. As far as any concerns about you being located, no. Any concerns about them being an NP and looking at your sleep apnea claim? That's a little concerning. I'm hoping your claim is direct and you have a diagnosis of sleep apnea in service. That would be awesome. To answer your question, Chris Greenfield, that's the best way to service connect sleep apnea is direct with the evidence. PJ, hello. I am maxed out on anxiety. However, I want to add urinary incontinence. Should I file? Is on its own secondary. It's something. Okay. If your mental health or medication is causing that, you can file it. If you're 100%, I would. Because you say maxed out, I assume you're 100% for mental health. I would probably just leave it alone, depending on what the context is there. But if you don't have evidence from service that would lead to direct, the answer is secondary. Karen Young, if I file an intent to file last August but haven't completed filing, VA is my healthcare in my problem list. The following was added. Exposure to potential hazardous substance. Does that mean they've already determined that I was indeed exposed during my service? That's not even an issue. Okay, but yes, to answer your question, I'm more concerned about the diagnosis, right? Exposure is nothing. I'm more concerned about the diagnosis. Holy baloney. Dude, Jimmy Elmore, thank you very much. I appreciate that. No question at all, just a sweet sticker. Dude, thank you. Seriously, man. I appreciate it. Terry Klein, I didn't see your question with your donation earlier, but I'll go ahead and answer yours. Recently rated for bilateral radiculopathy at 10% per the 30 CFR, I believe in ME20. What are your thoughts on the difference between 10 and 20? Moderate. So if you have evidence showing moderate, then you would appeal that. If you don't, you need to go get it. Just to be straight, just to give you a straight answer, feeling like you should be 20 means nothing. What's your evidence that shows you are 20? Two different things here, okay? So get the evidence for moderate. That's it, right? Okay. Dude, Jimmy. Thanks, man. For all the members out there, I just posted, I think, 12 videos from myself and the VFW's National Legislative Director. He came to my house, believe it or not. This was before it flooded. And we had a great conversation on tons of topics, and so you have early access to all of those. But to everyone out there, 2 videos per day till Saturday will be coming out. The first one came out today. Okay. Breezo says, howdy. What's up? Rebecca, Hubs claimed he developed hypertension in service, 2 blood pressure meds, still on blood pressure meds. If there's evidence of that, that's solid. That's a solid claim. You mentioned Vietnam era, so if there's Agent Orange exposure there, that's even easier. What's the new changes to sleep apnea rating? Answer's none. They're proposed, okay? Essentially, the 50% is still there. Everyone's saying it's going away. It's not. It's just, that's clickbait. It comes with YouTube, okay? It's not going away. It depends on your comorbid disabilities, I think is the word they used. Essentially coexisting. So for instance, if you have PTSD and you have night terrors and you can't keep the mask on, you would still be rated 50%, okay? If you can wear the mask and it actually does heal you, then you'll be rated 0%. That's essentially the proposed changes. All right, Ben Easterling, dude, thank you very much. I definitely appreciate that, seriously. My VA primary care wrote me via secure messenger. I do think that there's enough evidence to say that it's more likely than not that your migraines are aggravated by your PTSD symptoms. Good enough for secondary Nexus. Yes, it is. I would actually screenshot that and then write a personal statement and indicate exactly what you just said here is what I would do. And I would do both. Screenshot it, upload it with your claim, and do the personal statement and add that. And that's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful secondary Nexus from the VA. Now, it is PTSD, so there are some different things involved with that. But regardless, that's a solid claim. Okay, absolutely solid. Screenshot it, Ben. Submit that. Do a personal statement. Talk about it. Pretty much what you said here. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Also, check out my migraine evidence video. You're also going to want to include all that stuff too. Okay, Clausel says, hey Clay, I'm waiting for a decision for headaches, not connected to my tinnitus. With the changes of mental health, should I put my depression? We already answered that one. There's no changes to mental health as of yet. Sorry, one diagnosis I'm filing for him. Is this relevant? It is. It is, Rebecca. It's absolutely relevant. Mike Allen did searches on PubMed, can't find anything. Was wondering if had some recommend study or author I could search. Can you recommend? Yeah, man. I would not recommend veterans submit studies with their claim. I wouldn't recommend that at all. Okay, that's debatable. I'm just letting you know that's not what I would do. Okay, there are so many details within studies of that, and so if you're going to choose one, you need to fall in line with that study. Okay, special gesture. Dude, thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate that. And Jimmy, dude, I still can't get over it, dude. Thank you. I just had a CMP for vertigo. I didn't even file a claim for it. I don't know what to expect from it. I told him I feel dizzy 1 to 4 times per month. It depends what you claimed and how the VA rates things, okay? For instance, people can submit lower back pain and the VA can change it to like lumbar sacral strain or DDD or whatever. Same concept here. Okay. Whew. Michael Russo says, hello from Florida. What up, big dog? Trace, just had my CMP exam this week. Awesome. I hope you watched my How to Speak to a CMP Examiner video. It's a mathematical approach to that. Terry Klein, what's going on, Clay? As always, love what you do. Andy Gross is and was a solid connection for me. Awesome, Terry. I'm glad that worked out for you. Okay. Not everyone needs an accredited attorney, but when you do need one, they are absolutely clutch, and Andy is a solid one. Redneck Budweiser, that's a hilarious name. So supposed to hold up on community care referrals, been waiting over 60 days. Call, they say they're still working on it. I would call every single day after the 30-day mark. I actually think it's 21 days. Michael Maldonado says, love your stuff, keep up the great work. Thank you, and thank you for being a member. Appreciate that. Big Paws, also another member. Thank you for being a member. Says I would. Oh, you're answering a question. Awesome, love to see it. Everest dude, we answered that one. Let me go back to where we were at in the chat. Thoughts on appeals? File as claim decision, come in, or wait till the time claim is complete. If you, I'm gonna assume you mean all of your claims come back. I would not recommend that. If you've been denied and you're ready to submit the appeal right then and there, you only got 1 year, so get to it. If you have the evidence, submit the appeal. I wouldn't wait. Rebecca, chronic back pain, now spinal stenosis sciatica, how epidurals. He was in a chopper that sat down hard. They never really. That is sketchy evidence. It depends on where that's coming from. Rebecca, just to be real with you. Michael Russo, 30% IBS and fine for GERD, trying to figure out what percentage I could receive. Michael Russo, I would 1000% look up. I'm just going to go ahead and link it for you. You need to look up how the VA rates GERD, the new rating scale, because I probably would have advised against that. The diplomat says waiting on my rating. Waiting on my rating, but want to file an intent to file for GERD to get locked in the old rating criteria. Will doing so delay my no. And it doesn't lock you in the old rating criteria. The VA will just rate both new and old, and the VA will take the highest of the ratings. Al Rag says, for short, says, Clay, I was denied for no-show CMP due to work overseas last year. Can I submit supplemental appeal? Absolutely. 1000% you can. I would tell them why you missed it. Okay, it sucks that it was a while ago. Joy's Art. Wait, can I file for GERD too? How does one prove that? Big three. Inserts event, current diagnosis, and the Nexus. Okay, we have a donation, special gesture. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'll answer your question, Al Rag, here in a second. I was a part of a mass CAS event where we were all poisoned. What sort of claims can I file for to have a record of it? Just curious. You need a current diagnosis. That's the answer. If you're not diagnosed with anything linked to that, then the answer is nothing. If you are diagnosed with something linked to that event, then yes, you can claim it. Okay. Al Rag. Okay. Do I think you need a Nexus? You're gonna need a Nexus. Do I think you need a private Nexus letter? I don't think so. You were denied because you missed your CMP exam, not because of any other reason. I don't know what your evidence looks like, so it's hard for me to answer. But based on what we see right here, I would not recommend a private Nexus. Can you get one? Sure. I wouldn't recommend it. At least not until you're denied for other reasons besides missing your exam. So everything is recorded in VA, which is great, but that's only one of the big three. What is your evidence from service? That's what I'm more worried about. Just answer that question. If you have evidence from service, I wouldn't recommend a Nexus at all. But you can't, like, if you have money to spare and you really don't care, then sure, go for it. It's just not something that I would recommend. All right, LG says, hey bro, been helping my hard-headed homie, and he's now P&T, but they lowered his rhinitis from 10, but his P&T didn't change. I told him to leave it alone, but he wanted to know what you think. Yeah, I wouldn't do. My thoughts are not do anything. That's exactly what I think. I wouldn't do nothing. All right. My mind, my thoughts says I filed for an increase for bipolar disorder. I also filed for anxiety and insomnia as secondaries to bipolar. Should I have these filed as secondaries or just for the increase? It doesn't matter. Your whole question is irrelevant. The VA is going to look at your symptoms. It's essentially going to be an increase. Outlaw, thank you for being a member. I appreciate that. He also says hit the thumbs up. If you get value from this stream or the channel, I ask that you hit the like button. I will love you forever. Adam Schmidt. Oh, awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the donation. Appreciate that. I found it. Maybe try to read it at the end of your live stream or right after. It's very important. Thanks. Yeah, Adam, for sure. Thank you. Seriously. Actually, you donated twice. I'll just read it right now. If it's confidential, then I won't. Okay, I'm going to favorite this and I'll give you a response later on because I'm going to have to just do my due diligence, if you will. Okay. Thank you, Adam. Appreciate that. Okay. Asmus has been calling the VA for over a year for legal assistance as advertised through. They are ignoring me. How can I get executives to wake up from that time? You can't, but if you need an accredited representative, I will just go straight to them. Mural Streeter says, thank you for all you do. It's really appreciated. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, Rebecca, claim number 3. Gulf War was on LSD. Okay, stuck the black smoke, wolf hours. Plausible. It could be, okay? It could be, Rebecca, talking about your de-stressors there about losing the chopper, quote unquote. It could be. I'm just wondering on your husband's involvement with that. The diplomat says, waiting on my rating but want to file. Joy's art. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Seriously. Thank you. Waiting on my rating but want to file and intend to file. Will doing so delay my current? No. It says, hey chat. LG says, hey chat. We have 150 plus here. Let's get the thumbs up. Hit the like button. Appreciate it. Alan Lindsay says, have the VA ever done anything for anthrax vaccine injuries? If you have a current diagnosis from anthrax vaccines, then go for it. Right? But just having anthrax vaccine means nothing because we all got it. I got you, Rebecca. Okay. Joy's art says I'm 90%. I am 90% service connected for PTSD, knees, broken leg, hip, back. I get paid at 100%. Is it worth to try to claim something else to get 100%? So take off that IU. If you can, veterans should aim to be properly rated with the VA. So if you have other conditions that you can claim to be service connected, the answer is yes. Okay. If you don't, the answer is no. How can I file my docket number? I don't even know what you're talking about. Meb Senior 12, thank you for being a member. I appreciate that. Says, hey Clay, do you think it would benefit me if I got my psych to fill out a DBQ for me? and use that as evidence with my claims? Yes, it would absolutely help, especially if they are your referred care. Haha says, I filed for insomnia when I was in and didn't attend the CMP exam. Now I have sleep apnea diagnosed by the VA. Can I reopen my insomnia claim? And do you think I can win? Based on that comment, there's no answer there. How you win is in-service event, current diagnosis, and those become the foundation for the Nexus. So if you got them, maybe you can, okay? If you don't, the answer is no. Big three, always. Anyone talking outside the big three is objectively wrong, okay? I know that's a bit harsh when I say that, but that's the truth. We got to get on board with the system. You either do or you don't. Okay, CIVDIV, what's that mean? Yeah, so CIVDIV is like Marine Corps slang. You never leave the Marine Corps, you just join the civilian division. So you have like first MARDIV, second MARDIV, third MARDIV. When you get out, you join the CIVDIV, civilian division. That's where the name comes from. Definitely Marine heavy. Hence the crowds. Okay. Chris Greenfield says, what's the best way to get sleep apnea service connected? The answer is direct. If you go secondary, you need a lot of correlating factors with that. Okay? Obesity would be a solid one. Terry Clown, we got you. Skylar Barron says, I'm 80%, been fighting to get 100. 100% is not the goal. The goal is to be properly rated. So, this is what bothers me about VA disability, is everyone aims for 100% when you might not rate 100%. The goal is to be properly rated. I don't care what that number is, be properly rated. If you're aiming for 100%, that's the wrong mindset, because if you don't have the conditions that would put you there, you're not going to get there. And when you're denied, you're going to complain on Facebook and on YouTube and all that stuff, and that's where we're at right now. The goal is to be properly rated. Okay. Surfside Dan, I like that name, says, I filed a higher level review and I'm over 75 years of age. Will my age move me to the front of the line? No. Mike Allen says, can you receive rating for both rhinitis and that rhinitis? No. It doesn't seem to say I can't. One seems to focus. Yeah, the rhinitis symptoms, one depends on your symptoms, okay? Majority of the time, that answer is going to be no. But there are different diagnostic codes. It depends on what your symptoms are. The VA rates symptoms. What could be claimed off kidney stones? What diagnosis do you have that are a result of your kidney stones? Is a question I would throw it right back at you. If the answer is none, then the answer is none. If the answer is X, then the answer is X. Karen Young, diagnosis are IMGA, smoldering, myeloma, asthma, and others. Karen, there's no question there. You're just kind of listing things out. If you have a question, just go ahead and throw it in the chat. I submitted, Ben says I submitted Thursday before I got the message Friday. Can I still add it? Absolutely you can. That's easy. Okay, Wolfgang asks, thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate that. Says, thanks for answering a question. I sent one earlier but forgot to super chat it. Please go back and answer it if you can. Okay, I will. I have to find it, so it makes it a little bit difficult to do that. But I will do my best to find it, okay? I just can't, words. I'm essentially word searching to find your name, which I don't see any. Do me a solid, Wolfgang, and just ask me again so I see it in the new chat, because I'm searching for it and your name's not popping up at all. But copy paste it down below. Don't super chat. Don't do anything. I'll see it I have the live over here, and then I'm going in the past over there. MYOB, thank you very, very, very much for being a member and the super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you. But yeah, Wolfgang, just throw it in the chat right now. I got it. Okay. Bill says, I can use some help. All right, you're in the right place. If anyone in the chat has an answer, let me know. I got my 7% rank PTSD about 3-4 years ago. I've gotten worse. How do I start the process? Easy, dude. 38 CFR. Figure out what the 100% symptoms are. Go get the evidence. Submit the increase. Easy. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay. Deputy Veteran Army. CBAX with the Miss B. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, CBAX. Always. Always appreciate it. Thank you very much. Seriously. Wolfgang, I'm waiting for your chat. I'm waiting for your question. Just ask it live and I'll grab it. You don't have to chat again. Deputy Veteran says, I'm 100. What do you need help with? Been 100% since 2006. Okay. LH says military retired, file a claim for that condition. V denies, saying no evidence, even though my military medical record states I was in Saudi during the supplemental claim with that. Supplemental claim with the evidence you're talking about, LH, and that's easy. I just lost my spot. Let me go back and get it. Ben Munoz says VetCom has been helping me with my claim since April 17, and I'm already seeing a CMP examiner this Tuesday for my hip surgery. Now MRI says spine and temporal. Yeah, I wish you didn't do that, but your choice. Good luck. Chris Greenfield says, I currently... Wolfgang, I'm still waiting on that chat, brother. Feel free to throw it up. Ask me your question. Chris says, I currently have some conditions I'm waiting on to be rated. With the change to GERD coming, I'd like to get a claim turned in, but should I wait for those other conditions to get rated? No. If you have the evidence, submit the claim. Common misconception. If you have it, the answer is window of file. I don't care about any other context. The answer is, if you have the evidence, submit the claim. Rob Bridges, how long does the HLR take? No one can answer that. I'm sorry. Leon Guile says, crazy question. I am TDIU 100 combined, disability at the same time. Is that normal? It's pretty normal, right? It's also common to see TDIU become PNT. It's going to take a minute. Taro Moran says, I got denied radiculopathy for both left and right. How do I connect it to my hip disability? Yeah, so nerve damage claims are easy because you can see it. And so if your conditions aren't pinching your sciatic nerve, there you go, right? If you don't have a diagnosis, then you need a diagnosis. So it depends on why you were denied in the first place. You can't just say your hips caused something. They have to actually cause it, and you need evidence to show the causation. Awesome. For MYOB, I like to see veterans answer other veterans' questions, so thank you very much. I appreciate that. NYOB says the VA is the most subjective government out there. Not to get too political here, but the answer could be yes. Answer could be also no. No would be bad. Okay. Trey says, hi Clay, still active and have spinal stenosis and lumbar and cervical. Do I need the secondary, such as my radiating pain, diagnosed, or can I claim without a specific diagnosis? You need a diagnosis, and I would recommend you submit that claim with the diagnosis. If it's through the VA and you have SCT codes, that's good enough. But that's all current. I'm more concerned about your in-service event. So what evidence from service do you have that's going to become the foundation of the Nexus? Okay, it's 7:01 right now. We're going to keep going till 7:10, so 9 more minutes. Miguel says, I don't have any questions, just found out last week. At 24 years old, I'm 100% PNT. Thank you for all your tips. Awesome, Miguel. Thank you. And congrats. Yo Smithfield says this. Right back at you. Rebecca Hub's back. You worked with Chief Naval Operations, Special Projects. Okay. Jim, I got 40% for the lower back, 20% left, right, but no 10% bilateral. Jim, I don't even know what you're talking about. You're not going to see a 10% bilateral. It's calculated in your rating. Okay. If you want to do the math, I use Hill and Ponce calculator. There are tons of calculators out there. But you're not going to see a 10% bilateral rating. I don't even know what you're talking about. It's just, it's there. It's there. Jared says, recently diagnosed with sleep apnea, don't have a VA rating for it, obviously. I do, however, have 2 other conditions that are secondary to apnea. Is it an uphill battle? Yes, it's an uphill battle. Changes don't mean anything as of right now because they're just proposed, so that's off the table. But yes, it's an uphill battle. It goes off a correlation, so you need to have correlating factors. It also depends on what we're talking about, okay? Accurate fire. Can I go straight to my local federal court and get VA compensation decision from them instead of waiting? I see your question, Wolfgang. I'm about to answer it. Enjoy your live sessions. Learned a lot from you and YouTube posts. Keep it up. Hey, thank you, Triplets Dad. Triplets Dad. That's crazy. Wolfgang, I was denied radiculopathy secondary to your DDD. Went back and record installed CMP. Noted degenerative changes in L5S1, but only connected the rest is fine. Should I file submittal for radiculopathy? You're going to need new and relevant evidence. It could also be a high-level review if it's within 1 year. It just depends. Live life. Thanks for being a member. I appreciate it. So, am I hearing correctly? Migraine is linked to tinnitus is a no-go now. No, you didn't hear that correctly. As far as causation goes, it's not there. Okay? Aggravation's still there. You can still connect migraine secondary to tinnitus. Just like you can connect sleep apnea secondary to PTSD. There's no causation there, but it can still be connected. It's more of a medical thing, but it would be wrong to say my tinnitus causes my migraine. It would be more accurate to say my tinnitus aggravates my migraines. Can they take your rating away after 3 years? Depends. It depends. Okay. Jim, 40% lower back, 20 left, right. No 10% bilateral. We already answered that. They also denied DDD, file it as secondary. You are 40% for your lower back. If your spine is not frozen, I would just stop touching your lower back. Okay, 40% is the highest. Outside of your spine being frozen, 40% is a solid rating. Little Maker says, I was diagnosed with DDD in the Navy and I'm getting disability for it. Why was I able to get an increase down the road as my back gets worse? I'm going to drop a YouTube video for you that talks about exactly how the back is rated. So the answer is yes, but it depends. By get worse, you mean range of motion. You need to understand what that is before you submit an increase. That's the link you need to go look at. Okay, Ken Miller, I have a lower back that is service connected, but it's in HLR, so will other claims that is seconded to that be denied? If you're, the answer is yes, okay, just depends. John Anthony, do you recommend a Nexus letter if you get a decreased letter for one of your disabilities? You're already service connected, so a Nexus doesn't mean anything. You already have it, so the answer is no. DBQ, on the other hand, maybe. Nixon Rodriguez says hello. What up? Robert says, hi Clay, you suck. JK, thanks for helping. Yeah. Vets like myself. Ooh, I want to do the poll. What poll? You know what? We'll just do a blanket question. Do you support VA disability claims companies? Yes? No. Okay, I've never done a poll before, so I'm going to try it out. So, answer the poll. I'd appreciate it. But while you're answering that, I will continue to answer questions. I just want to test out the poll function. Where's your hairline? It's like back here. That's what this is for. If anyone wonders why I wear a hat, that's why. Okay. I'll keep that poll up for a bit though. KBS82, any word on the new mental health changes? Nope, no new word. Everest dude, I answered your question at the very, you were one of the first people on the stream. I answered that. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I did answer your question. John Lombardi says, hey brother, I watch your videos every day. John, thank you very much. Appreciate that. What are these companies, like DAV? Nope, I mean like VA Claims Insider, Veterans Guardian, Veteran Benefits Guide, stuff like that. Real Jim says, I went in for a VA exam and then I got a call saying there will be another appointment that will be in the background. Is this normal? Yes, and it sucks. I'm sorry. Gareth Stepp says, do remand cases get expedited? Nope. Sean Williams, thank you for being a member. I appreciate that. During BAD, can you file for a condition without a diagnosis? Yes, that is the time to do it actually. But have symptoms? Absolutely. But that is the time to do that, Sean. Rebecca Stanford, okay, MS, is it worth paying for DBQ if my active duty records already show service connection? No, it's not. That's why I don't recommend IMOs and DBQs unless they're denied, okay? Special gesture, I just had my CMP exam and I recently was asked to resign one of my part-time jobs. Does this help my claims? Depends on what you're claiming, okay? But it could, especially if it's like a TDIU claim, obviously. But it could. Or the reason you had to resign that is connected to whatever it is that your claim condition is, then it could. But just resigning without any other context, the answer is no. Alejandro, okay, last question, and then I'll talk on this poll, and then we'll dip out. I had my CMP exam this past Friday. One of the things I was filing for was my knees. They did not use the ruler thing. She just told me to extend as much as possible. That's very, very common. I wouldn't even sweat that at all. I'm more concerned with your in-service events. Alright, I will read the rest of the member chats though. Dr. B says, hello, Clay. Thank you for keeping it 100. Hey, appreciate that. I had a VSO submit my claim, but did not have all the evidence for 3 out of 5 that was submitted and was denied due to no evidence. That'll do it. Yeah, Dr. B, go ahead and ask your question real quick because I'm about to end the stream, but I will wait on you to type it up. Okay, let's look at the poll. Let's end it. Do you support VA disability claims companies? No, 58. Yes, 41. Okay, I'm glad no is the majority answer here. I understand this is a split issue, but I just wanted to try out the poll function. That's it. Right? Every time I have a discussion with someone who does support them or does not support them, I always say our opinions don't matter until legislation is passed. Alright, so keep that in mind. Dr. B, I'm just waiting on your second question here, and then I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. Thank you very much for coming to the stream. I appreciate it, especially if you donated. Seriously, thank you very much. My family appreciates it. Alright, so you were denied for no evidence, Dr. B. I want to know if that evidence was a current diagnosis or no in-service events. They're 2 totally different things. You need the in-service events. The VA would have had your in-service events from your medical records, so I'm assuming you didn't have the diagnosis. If that's the case, get the diagnosis, submit the supplemental claim. That's easy. If you didn't have the in-service event, that is hard. Then you have to go think of evidence other than medical or show them the in-service event. J-Love, yes. Alright, Dr. B, I'm going to go ahead. My wife is complaining at me. I am going to head out though, but I hope that answers the question. It depends on the in-service event or the current diagnosis. But for everyone, thank you very much for coming to the stream. I appreciate it, and have a good one.